empowering Rwandans towards climate change adaptation is slow step taken. For the last 3 years, African Adaptation Program or AAP and the Least Developed Countries Fund or LDCF have helped Rwandans at various levels, from building their capacity and confidence to full collaboration within families where the projects were conducted, to help women and men to team up to advance through small projects at different levels that help initiative to come out of poverty. Empowerment and confidence was attained through trainings. After the training, I constructed anti-erosion ditches and planted trees along them. I had a role in all those activities along with my friends. Positive change activities championed by the government of Rwanda, supported by AAP and LDCF, will be more sound and evident in days to come. In the first outcome, we conducted activities related to early warning system. We installed automatic weather stations. They are now operational. Updates can be accessed on the internet every 5 minutes. In the second outcome, we compiled a report indicating small projects which can facilitate the residents to mitigate climate change. In the third phase, projects were carried out in various districts, including in Ngororero, where they were winded up. The activities continued in Nyabihu, Rubavu and Rutsiro districts. Those activities are predominantly related to agroforestry, which means planting trees mixed with crops, digging terraces, and to help the local population transform their livelihoods in order to be better prepared for climate change. In the fourth part, we devised ways to communicate information on climate change and mitigation. We published and circulated booklets in Kinyarwanda dialect. We constructed a portal called Climate Change Portal, accessed on REMA website. Portal provides all information related to climate change. You can also view different activities done by people to mitigate climate change. Those activities were carried out by LDCF. Under AAP, we conducted target activities in March 2013 and handed them over to districts. The activities include purging valley dams where animals can drink water, and also constructed ponds for fish farming in Gatsibo district. There were other activities like planting trees mixed with crops and animal feeding grass that hold soils during rainy or dry seasons, carried out in other districts like Rulindo, Nyamagabe, Bugesera and Kirehe. Along with district employees, we evaluated those activities and asked districts to make follow-up on them. Rwanda Environment Management Authority (REMA) supervised the project activities, while Rwanda Agriculture Board (RAB) headed the technical services.
We plant all types of seeds and empower the local people as well, so as to help them own those activities.
The African Adaptation Program AAP winded up its activities carried out in 6 districts in Rwanda, namely Bugesera, Nyamagabe, Rulindo, Kayonza, Kirehe and Gatsibo. After 3 years, positive changes can now be seen in people's lives. Farmers here don't get water, not even water for home consumption. For example, last year, we used to trek long journeys to water points. Because of many people here, there are always fights for water source that the government gave us. But this year, water shortage was not a big problem because we experienced some rains. But during dry seasons, it becomes a big problem. What is to follow now is upgrading our farming techniques because we now have water. Since the construction of the valley dams, all stakeholders have benefited, be on the side of farmers or other ordinary residents. For farmers, they changed livestock techniques, and this has helped cattle and non-cattle keepers a lot. The role of residents in continuing building climate change resilience can be seen in different activities they initiated to mitigate future climate change situations. The way we preserve these activities, we prevent animals from drinking from the dams, especially when they break the hedge around it. We keep an eye on people who fetch water here because they sometimes violate boundaries set up around the dams. We remove water hyacinth and protect animals from overstepping in the hedge because they erode mud into the water once they step in it, and this can reduce the level of water. Nyamagabe district was best known for its acidic and infertile soils, but after 3 years, fruits are being harvested.
The
project offered fruit seedlings, inseminated avocado seedlings, and tree tomato seedlings, as well as trees to boost the fertility of the soil you have seen in my garden. I would like to continue farming these tree tomatoes because they have steered me to greater things. If this project continues, it will help me in future because if these avocado trees I was given are ready, I will harvest them and sell them. This will encourage me to continue farming for sure. NSHIMIYIMANA Pierre, Executive Secretary of Nyamagabe District, affirms that these activities left behind by AAP improve the livelihood of the residents of the district. The district benefited a lot in form of proper settlement, fighting soil erosion in the gardens because of trees mixed with crops. Here we know very well the importance of trees because many earn a living from them. The other thing, animals also feed on those trees. This improved the living condition of the local people. Kirehe district in the eastern province used to experience long dry spells, had bare and hilly landscape. Water tanks were built for the residents, and they were also given tree seedlings planted everywhere. What the project has left me with, I can make contribution to community health insurance scheme, Mutuelle de Santé. I renovated my house and I can provide to my family. I'm also happy for these water tanks. They facilitate us to plant vegetables in absence of rain, which we feed on our children and fight malnutrition among them. The water tanks constructed are significant, especially in easing the life of women in the Kirehe district. They committed to take good care of them.
We will continue to take care of them because before we would not cook and children wouldn't bathe, but now there is water to bathe when we come back from our farmlands.
Besides building water tanks, fruit trees were planted and have grown. They will boost good feeding in families.
The project gave us seedlings for growing to get food and trees to protect our houses from winds and for rainfall formation. Trees are growing well. I participated in taking care of them and watering them.
Local people have high expectations in the trees they have planted. They gave us young seedlings and we took care of them. They are now fully grown. I will harvest them and get timbers and windows. Trees have much importance. That is why I have tended and protected them. However, some of the trees which were given out were infested with ants, and residents want to be given new ones to replace them. We want the project to give us more trees and replace the ones which were eaten by ants. The trees will help us to fight desert kind of environment in this area. Thank you very much. The Vice Mayor in charge of Economy and Development in Kirehe District says AAP activities reduced significantly adverse drought conditions in the district, and there is hope the district in the near future will experience normal rain patterns because of anticipated high forest cover. The project planted close to over 50 hectares of trees in this district and gave trees to the people to mix them with crops. The aim was to reduce drought brought about by much sun, which has resulted into drought patterns and absence of water in different seasons. Our district needs all those initiatives. Kirehe experiences delays in rains. We hear that other parts of the country are experiencing rains, but there are areas in our district which have not received even a single drop of rain, yet it is supposed to be a farming season. Kayonza district in the Western Province used to experience long dry seasons causing drought. In Gatsibo district, dry seasons were so severe that animals would die. But life is different now, because in both districts water dams were cleared. Even residents from far-off areas come to get water from these dams.
Life was very bad. People would fight for water. Things were really bad here. Had the situation continued, no one would be living in this area.
In Gatsibo district, what the residents achieved is beyond individual advancement, because it spiraled over the family unit level steered through cooperatives.
We constructed fish ponds and got money from the activity. I used the money to buy a plot of land along the road.
I used the money to buy a piece of land alongside the road. We bought a plot of land of 250,000 Rwandan francs and made a contribution to Mutuelle de Santé. We also paid children's school fees and met some home needs. I can say this is important progress we are making. Because of lack of water here, the residents seemed as though not living. They came up with a viable plan of preserving the dams through community activities. The district authorities affirm that the fish ponds constitute a vital resource towards future development. Water is life. Residents here are very happy to have water in the dams. Animals can get water, be it during dry seasons or rainy seasons. Water pools contribute to wetness of the area they are situated in. The trees planted along the dams will help in rain formation. This is a meaningful contribution. We are continuing with the tree planting activities in Kabarore and Rwimbogo sectors, which were until recently part of Akagera National Park. There were no trees there, only fences. Bugesera district was once a drought-stricken area. Trees mixed with crops have since been planted in big numbers. The residents are happy with the results. When we carry out these activities, we are paid. We meet some household needs, like buying livestock, clothes, and advancing the welfare of the family. We care for them by protecting them from scorching sunshine. We will irrigate them in the meantime when they are not strong enough to withstand too much sun. Rulindo district in the northern province experiences variations of heavy rains. Tree planting and other soil erosion prevention activities were the focus of the project for the district and were executed by the local people themselves.
I'm a member of a cooperative in charge of forest rejuvenation and environment conservation. In this quarter, I was able to pay school fees for my child and met other household requirements.
The project has helped me to get money for children's school fees and start up capital for the business. Ldcf project has continued its activities in the districts of Ngororero, Rubavu, Nyabihu and Rutsiro. The project signed Memorandum of Understanding with the districts, putting them in charge of supervision of all the activities. One of the beneficiaries of the project says commendable steps have been realized, affirming that the local people will own the activities done for them and support their leaders in this endeavor. It's a 2-year Memorandum of Understanding. It will include digging anti-soil erosion gutters, modifying fruit tree seedlings, and trees that are mixed with crops. It will also involve planting and protection. There are many benefits to the district overseeing the project. First of all, we will know how the activities are being implemented. We will make a follow-up and know who didn't do that. When we get timely information, it is easy to rectify the mistakes. There is also the community approach where the activities are done by the local people. Direct and immediate impacts to the residents are that they are paid for the labor rendered. Secondly, the activities sometimes are carried out in their own fields to fight erosion. This element motivates them to work even hard. The trees are planted in their farms and their sustainability is guaranteed. They have now realized their importance and have also attained skills that they will continue applying to their farms. What has been so far done in the 4 operational districts of Ldcf project? Ngororero district was known for its steep hills, with soil erosion a common occurrence and poor farming methods practiced on them. Over 2 million trees have been planted so far, with 80% of them mixed with crops. In Ngororero district, the project was implemented in 2 sectors, Muhanda and Kavumu, but notable activities were done on conservation of Muhembe River. 2 million trees were planted along that river. 80% of them were trees mixed with crops. The activities are beneficial to the residents as they increase fertilizers and crops will grow well. The other advantage is soil erosion ditches which prevent soils from getting washed away. We also thank this project for distributing out avocado trees. Once harvested, they will improve feeding and generate income. The welfare of the residents was a primary focus of the project in Ngororero district. Many residents there had deserted the district in search for better living conditions. They can now plow their farmlands because soils are no longer washed away by erosion. Soil erosion is now a thing of the past in fields where we dug the terraces. Soil erosion is not there anymore. We are doing the activities as told. That is what we gained from the project. Nyabihu district's steep and bare hills facilitate soil erosion. Terraces have been cut, and soil erosion preventing trees and those that are mixed with crops have been planted as well. A cooperative to develop youth relocated from Gishwati forest was formed. The youth are sensitized to conserve and preserve Gishwati forest. Through this cooperative, they have adopted poultry as an off-farm activity. After we relocated from Gishwati forest, we found many youth here and we realized we could do a lot of things together. Many of us were idle. We discussed it and we came up with poultry rearing project.
I will get eggs for my children, and once I sell them, I will get money to buy a goat and slowly advance my family.
Njirabanzi Eliezer is one of the residents working with Ldcf project in Rubavu district. He is also the village chairman. He says he took the lead in sensitizing the local people to participate in anti-soil erosion activities. My role as a village chairman, I sensitized the residents to plant trees along anti-soil erosion ditches. Rains were destroying our crops and soils eroded away. The terraces cut with the help of Ldcf project have started to produce fruits. Climate change adaptation involves facilitating local people to think of ways to deal with various challenges they face. SEBIKIMA Siméon undertook tree tomato farming project. He says many of the trees are dead because of unpredictable sun and rains. It helped him to think counteractive measures once it happens again. The consequence I faced was the scorching sun. My plants were getting ill. Tree tomatoes and banana trees don't fear rain. I count my losses now, but once I clear them, I will plow the field at the beginning of the rainy season, and by the time the dry season sets in, the seedlings would have grown. Rutsiro district was selected to benefit from Ldcf project because of its soils, which were washed away by erosion, mainly due to destruction of forest beginning with Gishwati forest. HAKIZIMANA Bosco has realized that activities carried out to fight soil erosion in this area have reduced its severity. Activities conducted here have been beneficial to the residents. This area normally experiences severe drought and rain seasons. But because of the trees planted along anti-soil erosion ditches, erosion has remarkably reduced. The other factor is that soils are no longer infertile to hinder harvest.
Imvura yaragwaga noneho imvura igahurutura ahantu yamara kuhahurutura abantu ntibasarura ariko go aho gwahagereye baciye imiringoti noneho bateraho ibiti bamaze guteraho ibiti none aho imvura imanukiye yagera kuri cya giti ikahagarara noneho ntihacike imikori cyane.
A local cooperative called Koparugi particularly carried out activities aimed to better manage soils and to promote fruit farmers. SEMAJERI Emmanuel says the activities developed the members. About 8,750 anti-soil erosion ditches were dug and planted tree species such as Eronus, Coriandra, as well as Javelia along them. 3 tomato seedlings were given to farmers who were willing to plant them. AAP and Ldcf projects did not stop on those activities only. After making a systematic study on traditional methods on climate change mitigation conducted by AAP, the project collaborated with Ldcf to establish early warning mechanisms to provide weather forecasts ahead of time in order to stay clear of disasters.
Adaptation to climate change.
In this adaptation to climate change program, a lot has been done, including establishment of the early warning system to provide information on weather changes well in advance. It's evident that farming seasons have been changing. The Ministry of Disaster Management and Refugee Affairs, Midimar, observes that the system will go a long way to prevent disasters that wreak havoc among residents. Normally, disasters strike without prior warning, you know. First of all, we are beyond positive that the installation of the equipment will scale down the severity of the disasters. In providing warning, information will come from the headquarters to the residents, who will in turn give us feedback. We will send warning to the residents about the yet-to-strike disasters such as lightning, heavy rains, or strong winds, and the information will be followed with protective actions like relocation and stay away from electricity appliances. This will reduce on the impact of disasters. AAP project winded up its activities early 2013, while Ldcf project carries on. What is the evaluation of the targets, attainment, and anticipated activities towards climate change adaptation and mitigation?
The project had 2 phases. The first one concerned funds received from UNDP through the government of Japan, allocated to training people about climate change adaptation and mitigation. You are aware that in 2012 we experienced unusual rains, and also in 2013 it destroyed properties. The project, first and foremost, helped us to train the local population. The second phase had to do with acquiring basic weather detection equipment distributed across the country. Employees of Midmal were also trained on how to deal with given weather conditions. Aid comes and goes, but the important thing is acquiring skills. We are now in position to know the prevailing weather condition. We would like to see the Meteorology Service Department add automatic weather equipment to the 22 already in place so that at least every district or sector has one.